All right, what's up, YouTube? A bad day. Obviously, if you haven't heard, Charlie Kirk, political commentator, YouTuber, conservative activist, political pundit, whatever you want to call it, uh, was shot and killed yesterday, assassinated, murdered at a speaking event in Utah. And I want to make a video about it. I couldn't, honestly, I just didn't want to do it yesterday because there's just so much going on and it was just too hectic. And I was just like, I'll just wait and see what happens and try to get some more details. So I wanted to at least start with the state of what's going on. There's an active manhunt for this guy. The FBI is currently searching for this guy. Right here's this picture from security cameras. This is at least a person of interest. Can't say it's the actual shooter or anything like that. Um, as of right now, I haven't seen any update. I haven't seen any development on the FBI side. No law enforcement or anything like that. I know they're offering up to $100,000 of reward. That's I've only seen it in a couple articles. I haven't seen it as an official FBI post or anything like that. Doesn't really matter. Um, they're going to try to find this guy. I think this is the best way to do it. If you have a person of interest, I don't know. Maybe they play the game of like somebody, if it's not the actual shooter and somebody just notices who it is and they take actions in their own hands for some stupid reason. You got to worry about that. But overall, they're looking for help at this point. Um, so far, nothing too crazy. They said they found a bolt action rifle, um, 30-06. If you hunt or anything like that, it's basically a hunting round, larger rifle round. I think it's like 308, but a bigger version of that. They keep saying high powered rifle and all this stuff. It's a bolt action rifle, scoped bolt action rifle. I've seen pictures. I don't necessarily know. I don't know if there's confirmation that there's actually a picture of the weapon that was used, and they found this gun wrapped in a towel, supposedly thrown in a wooded area on the route the shooter would have took to get away from the scene, basically. So that's about where we stand. As like I said, no real updates. Huge grain of salt thing. Wall Street Journal, for some reason, only them and everybody's quoting it, is citing this uh, law enforcement bulletin found ammunition. Investigators found ammunition engraved with the expressions of transgender and anti-fascist ideology inside the rifle. Like I said, huge grain of salt. I haven't seen any pictures of this. Honestly, I was debating not even showing it because it's just like I don't believe this shit. If a newspaper just comes out and says it just for like a report, a early bulletin, don't know what that means. Who said it? Who did it? I think it's basically worthless. Was it politically motivated? Yes. Was it anti-fascist, whatever, sexual identity, all this kind of stuff? It was pretty obvious. I'm not a person who really, I don't really watch Charlie Kirk. I didn't really pay attention to his stuff. Obviously, what happened is disgusting and terrible. No person should ever be murdered, assassinated for political views like this. In my opinion, like it's just a crazy thing to happen. Crazy thing to watch, really, is really the thing that's insane. It's just one of the most shocking things. I tweeted it a little like yesterday. It was like in the last week or so, I've seen two insanely brutal murders with this, and before that, last week was the girl on the train in Charlotte, Carolina. I mean, I've grown up on the internet, seen some crazy shit, live leak, all the crazy videos from when you're in middle school and shock content and all kinds of craziness. And yeah, it's bad, but there's something I don't know if it's when you get older you start to appreciate things a little bit more. And I mean, you watch somebody lose their life in live, like basically live footage, basically HD, in the United States, close to home, so to speak, or whatever you want to say. It hits a little different. And like I said, we'll be waiting for updates. It sounds like they're kind of closing in on this guy. They got his picture. They got the gun. Uh, I don't know how many people are in the FBI. A couple tens of thousands, maybe something like that. Law enforcement included and all that. They'll find him. I don't really have any doubt whether they'll find him alive or dead, killed himself. However it works, one way or the other, they'll find him. Um, that's the news update part of this. The bigger part of this that I wanted to talk about really in this video, if anything, was um, this trend of political violence in the United States. I mean, it's around the world right now. We're seeing like crazy stuff in Nepal, like a revolution basically going on in Nepal. politicians being beat in the street and stuff like that. But in the United States, this political division and increase in violence is definitely seeming to be escalating. Uh, I've only been making these YouTube videos in my car and shit for like a year and a couple months, and even over that period, it's definitely picked up. I think since Trump's first term, you could say it's escalated. This it's just weird indifference to like violence to people you just disagree with and things like that is insane. It really like boggles my mind. I don't even understand it. I mean, I understand it, but it makes no sense that you would actually do it in my mind, I guess. I would never dream of doing something like that. I think if you're a good person, you want to come at it from a moral perspective. Violence over political disagreements is just never the good idea. I talked about this in a previous video where it's like if you enact violence on your political opponents, you will lose the support of everybody in the middle. That seems like what's happening, and I'm glad that's what should happen. If you do heinous things, commit murder and assassinate a political opponent, uh, caveat, I guess we don't necessarily know for a fact that it was politically motivated, but at a politically motivated speaking event, Charlie Kirk, like I said, I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to his career. I'd see clips and things like that, but I'm not really following what he's doing. I do though know that he was hugely influential with like Gen Z, younger male demographic, basically, especially in this last election. A lot of people are crediting him with a lot of votes swinging like Republican for Trump on the younger side of things, and everything I've seen, I can see where they're coming from. Turning Point USA, the thing he was part of or started, uh, it was a huge political force in that sense and raised a bunch of money. And they got out and basically were pushing to get more voters for the Republicans this past time. So there's definitely a good reason that it would be a political motivation. Not a good reason in the sense of it's a good reason to do it, but the motivation is not hard to find here. Um, I do want to say, like, I'm gonna watch a couple videos here in a second. Show you guys a couple videos. If you don't want to watch them, I would just click off the video honestly, because it is. I've watched them a couple times. It's not even angering. It's like kind of just disgusting in a way. So if that bothers you a lot or anything like that, I would just say just click off the video or skip a couple minutes ahead, something like that. And all these people that are doing this kind of shit online is not real life. Uh, People feel brave behind a keyboard, behind a screen, even like people will talk and say crazy shit, and I think a lot of times they don't actually realize. I mean, they might. I would say it's 50-50. People don't realize the shit they're saying and like the down the road impact of what they're saying. Maybe in the moment they think that's like funny or edgy, and I'm all about joking, bullshit, and I really don't care. You can say whatever you want. It's never, there's not really anything I can think of that you're going to say, even if it was to me personally, in my face, in real life, that would upset me in a way that I would do anything about it. I would just walk away. It's like, yeah, it would be like, dude, that's fucked up, and then just keep it moving. Like, I'm never gonna say somebody shouldn't be able to talk. So that's where we're at. Wife called. Sorry, I had to answer. Um, where was I at? Basically, some crazy videos. I'm gonna watch them. My personal belief: uh, this country is a weird one where First Amendment, Second Amendment, things like that. First Amendment, though, say whatever you want. I know there's special rules about direct calls to violence and things like that, but overall, we're gonna watch these videos. Like I said, is it kind of disgusting? It's upsetting to some people. Yes, yes. Are they allowed to say it? In my opinion, just let them say it. Like if people want to say crazy shit and actually mean it, they're not kidding. They're being serious. If they want to do that, they can. And then it just tells you who they are as a person, and if they get ostracized from society for saying things that are not socially acceptable, that's what it is. I don't think. I know there's people getting fired from jobs. I've seen multiple tweets and things like that where people are just doxing people. I don't think it's a good idea to dox people generally. Like, that's just not a good thing to happen. Even in the bottom of this tweet, you can see somebody saying her business and posting some Google shit. Like, I don't think that's a positive thing to do. Um, but if you work for another company and you say some insane shit online and somebody sends it to them and they say, I don't want somebody like this representing my company or anything to do with my organization, and they fire you for it, I don't feel bad for you really. Like it just I just don't. It's okay. Like they're allowed to do that. That's their right to do that. Now, what's socially unacceptable? I don't know. Something like this where you're basically cheering somebody's death that you disagree with politically, I would say that fits the bill. So, um, let's just jump right into it. Like I said, if you can't handle it, just don't watch it. If you get pissed off about it, I appreciate you watching to this point, but just click off.
The best part of this whole goddamn thing is that he is not martyr material, so his death will mean nothing. It will activate no one. It will impact few. It's just great.
To end the video with "It's just great" is some of the most insane shit I've ever heard. Like I think that lady's just a psychopath. Like I don't know. I honest to God am not the most empathetic person, especially like I watched the videos, I saw all this shit happen. It made my stomach like drop a little bit in a way where I was like, holy fuck, like that's bad. We'll talk about it later in the video. And I don't even think it was like a like obviously if somebody in my personal life was killed in a way like this, it would be much worse to me. But it wasn't even because he got shot or anything. Like it's literally monumental thing to happen. I don't know on the right side of things. There's what the most influential people is like Donald Trump, Elon Musk was for a while, some other people at the top. This and then this dude, he's up there as far as like influential politician, not politicians, but pundits or influencers, whatever you want to call it. And it wasn't. I mean, it's terrible, obviously, that he got shot, but it wasn't because he got shot that I was like, oh fuck. It's more like people, especially the people posting like, oh, gleefully talking about him being killed. It isn't that he got shot or that he's dead. It is that people don't understand where this track leads down the road. So that's what made my first thought jump to that is just like political assassination can be a spark to a bigger thing. Um, I don't think it's a World War II Archduke Franz Ferdinand situation or anything like that, but that doesn't mean other people won't be hurt because of this. And obviously, with everything going on, I would obviously say nobody should like take revenge or any type of shit like that. Like other political violence begetting previous political violence is not the way to win. You will lose support that way. You will be doing something wrong, evil, however you want to say it. That's the incorrect way to handle things. You should never do that. And even when people are posting shit like this, let them post it. They're exposing themselves, in my opinion. Let them expose themselves and let the consequences fall as they may, non-violently. Like Jesus Christ, the fact that you even have to say it is crazy. But here's another video. This girl from University of North Texas, her classmates are basically showing the video around, and you'll see that in a second. They're trying to dox this girl in the comments too. Again, I don't think it's really worth it. Hey, I was a college kid once. Did I ever do shit like this? No, but young kids do stupid shit. I don't know if you should try to ruin their life over it necessarily, but here you go. Honestly, God, I can't believe she just walking around like, check this out. Watch this guy get shot in
Why
the
are
neck
we
and bleed to
cheering for
death.
someone getting shot? Like, no matter what political beliefs are, we should not be cheering that someone got shot. He has a family. We do. I value everyone's beliefs, but we should not be cheering as a class that someone got shot. He has a family. He has a family. He has a family. Yes, and who shot them? A transgender person. Yes. It doesn't matter. You should not be cheering that someone got shot.
I mean, the other girl just, I don't even know, incoherent. I don't even know what she's really saying. Something about brings up the shooting of the kids that just happened in the school, church school, whatever, Catholic school a little while ago. It doesn't matter. Props to that girl for basically saying, like, standing up and basically not standing up, figuratively standing up and saying, "Hey, like, well, I mean, what the hell are you guys doing?" Because it's just insane. I thankfully have not seen anybody in my personal life, even on social media that I know personally, coming out and being like, "I'm glad it happened" type thing. So that's good. I have seen people allude to the fact it's like, oh, he promoted Second Amendment, died by gunshot, things like that. I mean, I'm not going to get on Facebook and start arguing with fucking idiots in the comments. It's just not going to happen. Um, but it's out there. I mean, it's pretty prevalent. There's big tweets. I'm not even going to show them. I don't want to give it any more attention than it needs. But there's definitely tweets, statements people are saying on Reddit, on Facebook, on X, whatever. Hundreds of thousands of views, likes, where people are basically or blatantly just saying he deserved it. Um, Obviously, I disagree. The next video I pulled up here is Stephen A. Smith, which I developed not a hatred, but a strong dislike of Stephen A. Smith through college because I would have to listen to First Take every morning in our locker room for football, and I barely could take it. But I don't think he's a bad person. I just hated the sports show, and I couldn't stand listening to it. But I listened to this video, and I think this is the correct approach. This is how I think the best way to handle something like this happens. And in these comments, I'm not going to scroll through them all, but there's actually people digging him for this statement, and and if you disagree, I really don't know how you disagree.
I'm a black man born in America. I know what problems that exist in this country. But I also know there's far more good people than there are bad people in this country, regardless of who you are, what your ethnic background is. White, black, Hispanic, and beyond. I'm in a studio here in Las Vegas, and I'm looking outside, and I see people looking at me and smiling and saying, "What's up, Stephen?" They don't look anything like me. And I don't care, because they're showing me love, and I'm showing love right back to them. At some point in time, we got to recognize, can't just speak about it. Can't just give lip service to when such a vile act takes place. And we're going to give lip service to the tragedy of the moment, and then within 24 hours, we move on with our lives like nothing happened. Something did happen. Don't care what his political beliefs were. I don't care what he felt. I care about the fact that a man was gunned down in front of two of his children who are 5 years of age or less. That he's dead at the age of 31. That his wife is a widow. That his children are fatherless. Because his ideas and his beliefs differed from somebody else, apparently. And then I'm going online and I'm seeing people celebrating it. Shame. Shame on you.
That's exactly how I feel. I mean, it's basically like the biggest part of that statement I think is I don't care what he said. You can say whatever you want. That's the perk and the downfall of living in this country, the way we have things set up. Say whatever you want as long as you're not hurting other people. And we're going to get into that in here in a minute, where we're changing the definition of freedom of speech and things like that. But my personal opinion, let me know if you agree, disagree. I'll argue with you about it. Is say whatever you want. There's, like I said, there's niche restrictions. Can't say things about you're gonna go kill somebody or you're threatening violence on them in the moment at certain times and things like that. You can't do that. That's fine. But otherwise, you can say whatever you want. The criticisms, I've looked into this a little bit from what I can find. The criticisms of Charlie Kirk are basically racist, bigoted, anti-trans, anti-gay, hardcore Christian, these type of things. I'm not really seeing it in the videos. Like I said, I'm not a huge consumer of his videos, his content, his clips, whatever. But even the videos I've seen that were examples of like him being racist or him doing this or that, I feel like most of them are all clipped out of context or, I mean, exaggerated, I would say, lightly. Like you're trying to basically twist his words in the worst way possible. And the problem is, even if he was being blatantly racist, which, like I said, I do not think he was, totally disagree with that statement. If he's being blatantly racist, if he's being bigoted, whatever, and he's not calling for violence, you cannot just murder people for words. You can't do it. If you start doing that, bad things will happen. And these people don't understand that, apparently. That is the social norm, is freedom of speech. If you're going to break the norm and start killing people for things they say, you're going to have serious problems. And I'm not saying me personally or anything like that. You're going to destroy the concept and the societal norm, and everything else follows that down a bad trajectory. Um, and that's kind of what I'm getting at with this. We've been on this thing with the political temperature, turning the political temperature up or down or whatever. Overall, I think the political temperature does need to go down. As of right now, we're in some kind of weird limbo standstill where neither side, conservative, liberal, whatever, they won't. They'll say, well, they turn it down first. It's like this stupid loop of an argument. Uh, I at least think it's stupid. Obviously, the answer is yeah. The political rhetoric should be turned down. Shouldn't call everybody extremists. The left, I know the right has this weird thing. I feel like they lean into like the religious side of it and call people evil. I have a weird hang up with that. I don't know if you should be calling people evil one way or not. Let me know what you guys think. Honestly, I would like to hear your argument for it. I do think there are some people that do evil things, whether there's the punishment for doing an evil deed, depending on the level. Like there's obviously levels. Like these people that are dancing on his grave right now, celebrating his death. Um, that is an evil thing to do. Do I think it deserves punishment in the sense of somebody goes out and commits violence against these people that are doing this? No, obviously not. That's not appropriate. I think a appropriate response to that is if they say something so out of pocket, so wild like that, and they basically get ostracized for it, that's a fair punishment. Um, and the left though has kind of dove into this pool of calling people extremists, especially I mean right wing extremism, whatever you want to call it. And then this whole movement of calling everybody they disagree with fascists and Nazis, especially from people that obviously have not ever um, dove into history very much. They don't even remember their high school history class of referring to like Trump as a Nazi. You obviously don't remember what the Nazis did or didn't really ever pay attention. And I'm no history connoisseur or buff or whatever. Uh, I do love World War II in color every once in a while. I love watching that. But it's not hard to see there's a huge difference in this thing. Like, this is not the same. You cannot compare the two things. Um, they do it anyway. And then they say, you're an extremist, you're a Nazi. And even if you want to say either side, if you categorize somebody as an extremist and then say extremists should be removed, or if you want to use this guy's word, excoriated, um, and then you're basically justifying violence against them through a weird avenue around directly calling people to violence. Is it illegal? I don't think it is in the United States. I think in a weird way you can get away with that. Do I think it's good? No, obviously not. It's a bad thing to do. The call everybody Nazis and then say you should punch a Nazi or Nazis should all die, blah blah blah. Fascists, anti-fascist, anti this, anti whatever, and then basically try to use that as a jump off point to basically it's like there's obvious stepping stones of that, and the only way you fix it without going over the deep end is to turn the temperature down. Will that happen? I don't think so. If you ask my opinion, if you're watching this video, maybe you want to know my opinion. I'd say obviously turn the temperature down is the move. Like I said, will it happen? I don't think it will. I think sadly and terribly this gets worse before it gets better. There'll probably be more of this shit, um, retaliatory stuff that, like I said, is a lose lose for everybody. Um, and these people that are kind of accelerating it by, like I said, reveling in this guy's death. I mean, overall, I think it's crazy. Father of two, husband, whatever. If he said heinous shit on the internet, let him say heinous. I don't care. It doesn't mean you can kill him and take him away from his two kids. It was literally weird for me coming home and giving my daughter a hug when I got home after after hearing about this, and I knew he had kids. I didn't know how old they were, but I know they're both young. And it's a weird thing to be like, if you imagine yourself not being able to come home to your kids and then they have no dad anymore. Like, it's horrific to even think about that. And these people that are pushing that, it's like, I'm glad, it's good, he deserved it, all this stuff. Especially, I think honestly, this next video might be the worst part of this, and we'll watch real quick, and I'll keep
He
talking. But
funds media outlets that push
sorry,
red pill
let me
bullshit.
restart
I
it.
fear that people don't understand that political violence isn't just gun violence.
You know where this is going. She's gonna say words are violence. If you say something mean about people, it's violence. That's not what violence means. I know we've moved into this weird new world of calling speech violence, hate speech, things like that. You can see it right here. She calls this dude a hillbilly. Hate speech is any form of expression that vilifies, blah blah blah. That's not violence. There's been a trend on the left side of politics to say, if you speak against me and hurt my feelings, it's actually the same as physical violence. They did the whole silence is violence thing. Everything like that, I disagree with it completely. It's actually insane, and it leads to shit like this. So if you think that, I would say reevaluate.
Charlie Kirk has been politically violent since he stepped in the game. That man is anti-trans, anti-women, anti-black people, anti-immigrants, and then some. And he puts his money where his mouth is, right? He funds anti-trans organizations. He funds media outlets that push red pill bullshit specifically to young men. He's one of the top dogs when it comes to dividing people politically. He has been politically violent for 10, 15 years now. And it's weird if you hop on this app and you think you're taking some like moral high ground by telling oppressed people that they don't get to be relieved at what happened today. I'm not pushing an agenda, but I understand their emotions. And you getting on this app as like a white man or someone who doesn't fully understand what's going on and saying, oh, well, no one deserves to be hurt. Charlie's been hurting people since he stepped in the game.
Right there at the end of the video, she just equates getting your feelings hurt or whatever, somebody saying something anti-trans to them shooting you in the neck with a rifle. That shit's insane. Like, that way of thinking leads to terrible shit. And that's how I wanted to end the video. Obviously not on a positive note. It's not a positive video. A terrible thing has happened. It's probably going to lead to more terrible shit. That is a bad thing for the country, for anybody involved. It's all around bad. Her doing this, if you want to say you're oppressed, they're enacting violence on you by saying they disagree with you, and then you basically just keep stepping up. Now they're committing political violence against you if they fund a group that is against you, and then they're going to say they're against their existence, or wherever it's going to go. And then now we went from talking is violence, talking is political violence, and where do we go from there? Reaction to political violence, speech, whatever you want to say, with real violence. That's real political violence. It's going to increase. Retaliatory stuff is going to happen. And this could all simmer down from any of these steps, obviously, so take that as it be. But who knows if it will. I don't want to test it out. And then what happens? Increased regular violence, random killings for no reason. You're going to get the military involved, cops involved, more people are going to die. And then obviously the last step is full-blown, well, not the last step, but it's just like full-blown political like terrorism, where you're just killing people on the other side to send a message to terrify people. And I mean, this is, in my mind, pretty much terror. What is it called? Stochastic terrorism, whatever. It's a killing of one person. It was an assassination, but it's basically in another way, it's a message to every political commentator. I mean, there was ones left and right that are coming out and saying, "Oh, I'm canceling all my events. I'm not going to do any live events because obviously I don't want to be shot." Like from the retaliatory side now, and the other side of like I don't want it to happen as like a copycat thing. You're basically terrorizing people, which you cannot do with the threat of violence. And then after you go past just general political terrorism as a regular thing in general life that people have to worry about and deal with, I mean, where's it at after that? Revolution, civil war type thing. And when I saw this is the drop of my stomach type thing that I thought of when I first saw the video of him getting shot. Was like, if that's the spark that ignites this shit, obviously we're gonna have serious problems. People think There's people on the internet that think they want revolution. They think they want change. They think they want whatever other political system they want, communism, fascism, socialism. There's people that want monarchy back and all this kind of dumb shit. I think the United States, we have it pretty good. I think this is the best setup humanity's ever had. I enjoy not obviously where it's at today. That's very, it's a dark place where it's at right this second. But generally, throughout history, overall, we're at a great spot. I don't want to change it in a way that results in revolution, whatever you want to call it. And my thought immediately was, I'm just reading these off because I just looked them up real quick, the ones I could think of off the top of my head. Revolution just means the change, but in the process of the change, people are going to die. Lots of people are going to die, and these people don't realize that are calling for more political violence or anything like that. Um, French Revolution, long time ago, 30 to 50,000 dead. Cultural Revolution in China, 1 to 2 million dead. U.S. Civil War, Revolution, Civil War, whatever, 600,000 dead. Russian Revolution, Soviet era, Red Terror, 2 million people in a revolution, and then maybe another 10 to 20 million under Soviet communism. Revolutions, Middle East, Africa, starvation, death, unknown amount of death, hundreds of thousands, millions, because of revolutions. Anybody that's pushing for more, like to accelerate this, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I mean, they have not paid attention historically. I mean, there's shit modern era right now that there's revolutions and killings and people dying of starvation and all kinds of terrible shit happening all over the world. We're isolated from it in the United States, the most prosperous, greatest, I believe, country in the world. So people don't realize. Kids in college saying it's good because they disagree with what he thinks politically. That's not the path you want to go down. I'll tell you that right now. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.